Well, maybe some things.
So, Infamous 2 is a story that takes place after the first game, Infamous 1. And at the end of Infamous 1, Cole learns about the existence of a monster, of a civilization potentially destroying beast, and knows in his heart that he's going to have to face him. You know, if our first game was an origin story of Cole, this is the battle story. It's the story about Cole and preparing for and eventually having the battle with this beast. Some of the powers, at least the new power we're showing today, we call the Ionic Vortex. It's an electrified tornado that you can unleash down city streets, sweeping cars, pedestrians, balconies, anything in your way away. It's one of the new heavy powers in this game. Yeah, it's a bunch of reasons, and you know, again, we love, you know, changing and iterating and working on stuff, and so it's how you make creative stuff. You have to be willing to change stuff. You have to try stuff, and I think that it started off for us with we need to go to the south, and we knew we wanted to do that, which meant his jacket had to come off because it was too, you know, he had a big heavy jacket, so that's got to come off. And then we want to have this weapon, and he's a right-handed guy, so the pack has to change because it used to be slung this way, and now it has to go across this way. So now that's different. Then we changed the voice actor for a bunch of the reasons we talked about, where we needed a person who was a skilled motion capture actor as opposed to a VO guy. So now you're trying to capture a little bit of his facial structure so that the subtleties of what the actor gives you show up in the game. And he also has a little bit younger sounding voice, and so for all those reasons you start making these changes, and you know, we're not done. We've got a year to go. This is, as I said, it's a journey making a game. You know, you've seen, what you see here today is different than some of the concept art we've sent out. This is, you know, this is how we make games. We experiment, we try things, we are not afraid to make a mess, and you know, that's part of making a creative thing. So this isn't made by robots, it's made by people who like to make stuff. All right. So we really did not want to make another game in Empire City. We felt like we had done a game there, and we wanted to go somewhere else, and we wanted something that fit Cole. So it can't be a building full of 50-foot high skyscrapers because of the way he climbs. That's not a good fit. But at the same time, we wanted it to feel different. And so we looked at a lot of different cities around where we could set the game. And New Orleans it's a wonderfully diverse city. You know, it doesn't have one look. It has cemeteries and swamps and the red light district and, you know, old houses and levees and dikes, all these really interesting places to go visit. And it kind of fit where we wanted to in terms of being in a different climate, because they were all ways to make sure that we weren't just making more levels for the last game. We wanted to make a new game, so we had to go somewhere different. So New Orleans, you know, I'm a huge fan of it. It also has a lot of kind of current history, you know, I mean, unintentionally now with the huge oil spill going on. But those are, you know, that adds to the mystique of New Orleans is, you know, just, you know, it's a city that has a lot of interesting history. And those all inspire us, you know. We have a lot of creative work to do, and it's good to have things to draw from. You have to play this game to find out that. You know, it's you know, we love making modern-day superhero games in open world city, and making big monsters is part of the deal. I mean, you cannot. To me, that is it's one of the big steps that we wanted to do, was freely roaming big, you know, big enemies that weren't just kind of contained to a bridge or somewhere where they had to stay. That's part of the open world promise, and then we wanted to fulfill that. Where's the franchise going next? I don't know. Bigger, better. You know, we want to make this game as good as we can make it, and then figure out what we can do better and go do that. We have not talked about that at all. we're very focused on this game right now, and we're a one-team, very focused shop. We do one game at a time, and so when we're done with this, we'll figure out what we're going to do next.
It is always something.